It's time we reframe our definition of family. Specifically, the expectations we place on relationships simply because we're connected by blood. Much of the guilt and anger and anxiety and confusion that my clients experience comes from the core belief that you must remain connected with family no matter what, because they're family. The problem with this belief is that sometimes family members will behave in ways that, if the same behavior was coming from a colleague or a stranger, you would never willingly maintain contact, and for good reason. When we define family as unconditional contact regardless of behavior, then we're left no choice but to endure neglect, abuse, disrespect, and manipulation, because family connection is seen as more important than individual well-being. That may work well in family relationships where there's mutual respect, care, autonomy, and support. But what about families where these things are absent? If that's the case, then it's time to reimagine the concept of family as simply the story of how you met. Now, you can't change your blood ties, but that's just biology. It's not fate, it's not a mandate, and it's not a lifelong contract that demands your presence, your energy, or your silence, especially when the cost is your emotional safety. Now, this doesn't have to mean cutting family out or writing them out of your story. In some instances, that can be necessary, but often it's not the first or even the best step to take. The idea isn't to change your origin, but to define your future. You can decide what role you play in your family narrative. You can set limits. You can be assertive about your needs. And you can challenge generational patterns, even if it rocks the boat. Seeing your family as the story of how you met, as opposed to a lifelong obligation, creates room for growth. It lets you release rigid roles, break stale cycles, and reclaim the ability to choose how and when you will connect. So, what is your family story, and how would you like to write your part in it?